Well, good afternoon. It is 4:30, so we're going to try and get started on time here today. I want to welcome all of you who have joined us. We know that you have very busy schedules, but we do feel like these webinars have a lot of value. That's why we put a lot of effort into bringing these to you. But we are so glad you have all joined us this afternoon. Angee Armstrong is here with us from RenWeb. We're going to be talking about RenWeb today and how this school management software can benefit your ministry, your schools. So I'm going to pray. I'll introduce Angee, and then we will get started. So let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this opportunity for us to gather together from various parts of the country, but we are together here in this room via technology, Lord, and we just pray that the Holy Spirit will be with us. We pray you'll be with Angee, that the insights she shares with us will be powerful and meaningful and things that we can use in our everyday ministries, Lord. Again, we thank you for this opportunity. Bless us, and may this be for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so like I said, we have Angee Armstrong from RenWeb with us. She describes herself as being a product of Adventist education. She has degrees in business and communication, and she has a passion for seeing Adventist schools succeed. In her 9 years with RenWeb, Angee has trained approximately 1,000 new schools, worked with programmers on software development, and managed specific products. Her strongest focus has been on the relationships with SDA schools and conferences through training, support, and business development. Originally from the Pacific Northwest, Angee now calls Keene, Texas home, where she lives with her husband, Keith. They're mostly grown 7 children, and she serves on a board of Joshua Adventist Multi-Grade School, which is a RenWeb school. And just on a personal note, I've interacted with Angee setting this up, and she's just really nice. I really appreciate so much, Angee, you joining us, and I know what you're going to share with us is going to be really powerful. So I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to make you the host here, Angee, and the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Matthew. I am going to flip over and let me know when you can see my screen.
All right. Can't see it yet. While we're waiting, I will make one more note. Dr. Ledesma really apologizes. She was going to be here for this webinar, and she had a family emergency that she had to attend to just at the last minute before, just as of like an hour ago, she had to run out of here. She's really sorry for not being here. So she apologizes, but we will have a great webinar anyway, so I will mute myself, Angee, and go ahead.
All right. Again, thank you, Matthew. It is a privilege to be with all of you this afternoon from Keene, Texas. I'm actually in our home office in Burleson right now, but I do call Keene home, have been here for about 24 years. Working with RenWeb does give me the opportunity to interact with schools of all faiths, denomination. RenWeb, it primarily serves faith-based Christian schools around the world. We serve about 4,100 schools throughout the world. We've reached now 52 countries. So we are growing, but my focus is our Adventist schools. Growing up Adventist and having all of my education within our school system, I do have that passion to ensure that our schools are served and that they are successful. What I'm going to be talking to you about here in the beginning can be applied to any school, whether you are a RenWeb user or whether you use another SIS product. But then we're going to get into some of the specifics that RenWeb offers. So we're going to talk about the sustainability of schools. As I talk to schools around the country, the schools are facing the sustainability that comes with what's happening in society, that need to examine the best practices with the environment where they are, the long term of how they can grow and mature. We see that with enrollment numbers. How can we keep our enrollment up? What do we need to do to reach out to individuals, to families in our community so that they know that we are here? But we're noticing that to be sustainable, schools must embrace the innovation and change. Change is not always easy, and we know that. As we get older, we're realizing that change is sometimes very difficult. But we must focus on communicating with our communities in a way that respects and meets the needs of the modern family or your constituents. And we're seeing that our modern families, as we note them as the millennials, that we have to meet them where they are. So what is it that we can do? What is our role? Within RenWeb, or even within you in your school, the commitment to the long-term sustainability and the stability of your school is rooted in putting customers first. Now you're thinking, okay, you're looking at this from a business perspective. But if you look at your schools and you look at your families, they are your families and they are your passion, but they are also your customers that help maintain the growth of your schools. And if you put your families and your customers first, that is what's going to help sustain your school. Now, within our business here at RenWeb, we do provide the innovative and mobile-friendly technology that is backed by our training and our support. So we will provide for you mobile-friendly. We have apps. We have web-based services that can go with your service. And the partnership that we have between us and our client schools is world-class support. We want to be an active part in your journey to help you reach the community where your school is located so that you can have a healthy school and that people will know what your school is all about. So what are some questions that we find that schools are asking? How do we attract more applicants? How do we get more kids in our schools? And how can we measure that success? What can our school do to become more competitive with other local schools? As I was thinking about some of these questions this last week, I was putting this into thought as I was sitting with my son, who is in 7th grade, and he's working on his art fair project. Now, when I was in the 7th grade, when I needed to do research, I would get out the encyclopedia or go to the library and look up information in a book or look up stuff in the newspaper, things like that. He is asking me, hey, Mom, can I use your computer and search the web? I need to find this on the web. I need to find that on the web. How can we become more competitive with other local schools? How does your website look? Does your website lead people to your school? Do you have branding so individuals know, hey, I've seen that before. That's the Adventist school down the road. I know that school because I've seen their brand. That's going to attract people because they're going to recognize your school by your brand. That's how you can become more competitive. When someone new moves into your community, they're going to be searching the web for a school. They want a good, solid Christian school. And when they do a web search and they're looking at websites, they're going to want the website that looks like it has the most solid information, the easiest application to fill out and gathers the information, and that is attractive and looks Christ-centered. That's how you can become competitive with other schools in your community. How do we increase our service model for our customers, for our families? Those are all some questions that you can be asking yourself within your own school community. So here's some things with RenWeb in building the sustainability through relevance, and I've already mentioned some of these. Let's start down in the bottom left-hand corner of this slide. Branding and brand relevance. Your school's branding will ensure that customers will feel loyal, your families will feel loyal to your school institution. All of our children have gone to Chisholm Trail Academy in Keene. CTA, they know CTA. We live just right off the campus of Southwestern Adventist, SWAU, and we know what that brand looks like with the tower. When we see that on the side of a van going down the highway, we immediately know, oh, that's SWAU. The brand, you want people to know your brand. And that's not a bad thing. When you even hear someone say swoosh, a lot of times the first thing in your mind is going to be what? Nike. You know that brand. So those are some things to be thinking about in building a brand and that sustainability for your school. Some other things that RenWeb can do for you is blended learning, embracing the technology through a flipped classroom, that one-to-one learning environment. We have built a learning management system, and I'm going to be showing you some slides later on with that, bringing the classroom, blending together the classroom and the home, how that can come together and bring your families and your schools together. Mobile friendly. Schools that allow parents to become partners in their child's education through mobile friendly tools see greater longevity and loyalty. A school that has tools that the parents can use in the palm of their hand or in a browser on their computer, that is where we see parents staying with a school. They want that quick link. They want to be able to check their students' grades with the click of a mouse, with the click of a finger on their phone. And we provide that for them with the mobile-friendly apps. We provide that for the teachers and for you in the school with our apps that we have for your devices as well. Your parents would have the ability to pay their tuition sitting at their stoplight. All of a sudden they're like, oh, I have to pay tuition today. I got a parent alert, which is an alert system that we have built into the software. And I actually got one yesterday from my principal that reminds us tuition is due on November 4. I got a parent alert. If we have online bill pay set up through the school, through Parent Alert, through Parents Web, I can go and set up my payment and click and pay. Then we have our online admissions experience. And this puts an emphasis on marketing that will pay off in the long run. Online application and online enrollment that allows your families to be able to re-enroll using an online experience and be able to apply using an online experience, which are some applications that I'm going to be showing with you also in a little bit. But having the ability to sit at home and re-enroll my child instead of standing in line during registration day and having to fill out 24 pieces of paper, that online experience is invaluable to the parent. It saves them an enormous amount of time, and it saves the school an enormous amount of time and money by having the parent do an online experience. So what is the experience that you are looking for, and how can RenWeb fulfill that? We have that unique experience, the love factor. Schools love the software, the ease of use, the friendly customer service that we have, world-class support, our commitment to non-public education. We are committed to faith-based Christian education clients. We are also ranked #1 by Capterra as being the best SIS school software. We're a partner for life. We're unique across all industries. We have a 98% retention rate. We have a high volume of referrals. As I mentioned at the beginning, we serve more than 4,100 schools worldwide, and over 500 of those are Seventh-day Adventist schools. And we are family-oriented by providing the convenient mobile apps, electronic payment capabilities, and also the push notifications that we do provide for the schools to set up. And we also have the integration with FACTS, tuition management, with the single sign-on, and also through the product integration with online application and online enrollment. So with the online application, online enrollment, and the school websites that we have, we're going to go right into some of the things that we can provide for you. The branding, a school website. So this is directing us to a school website, and we have here Northwood Academy. So if I'm looking for a school and I find Northwood Academy, this is a great looking website. And I can come to their admissions and I can click on admissions, or I can click apply online, and it takes me directly to how to apply. I can ask for a school brochure. I can go to our online application, and right here, set up my online application. Going through this process is very simple. And the school has simply set that up through their content management system within RenWeb. Very simple for the school to do that. On the school website, there is the parent's web login, where the parent simply logs into RenWeb and is easily directed to see all the information that they need for their school. So when I log into Parents Web, and there's my browser, I have all of my information that I need right here. And if I have a returning student, that online experience that I was referring to for my re-enrollment. Simply go to my re-enrollment. And if I've started one, I can simply edit and I can keep going. All of the information will filter into my RenWeb database from a school perspective. There is no updating that the school will have to do when going through an online application, online enrollment process. It is up to the family to ensure that all the fields are completed. They cannot complete their packet if there are missing elements in where we have a red star. So the school will be the one who defines, what do I want my application or my re-enrollment process to contain? We work with you in getting this set up. So you will have this exactly the way that you want it to look. So within the RenWeb program itself, this is our home page for RenWeb. Our developers have developed the home page here so that anytime we have a release, it is listed right here. If it is a large release that has a lot of information, we may have a video for you to watch so that you can see more as to what the information contains. But this is where we keep open communication with our users, with our development blog, and our development updates. Your people management is very simple to use. All of your student data is going to be housed under the people area of students. I'm going to be showing you a rewrite here in a moment that we are in the process of doing that is going to be pushed out here shortly for our family, for our student area, that's going to be responsive, and everything is going to be all in one screen. But we have all of the family information, so when my family goes through that online re-enrollment experience and they update a telephone number, an email address, this is updated for me on the school level. I don't have to go back in and update any of this data. It's already done for me. Likewise, during the school year, if anything changes, there is the what we call the family demographic form that is available in Parents Web that the parents can go in and update their information throughout the year as well. But all of your student information is here for the administration. This is the administrative side, where you can see the data containing for the student. So we have all the different tiles here for the student. Also, you have your faculty and staff information for everyone at your school.
Angee, can I jump in a sec?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, please.
I think your broadcasting froze a little bit, so I don't think we can quite see right now what you're seeing. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where we're at. Give me just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so I see. Okay, I'm doing a new share. Well, it's showing that. Okay, while I try to figure this out, are there any questions I can answer?
Yeah. So for everyone who's with us, you can use the Q&A feature down at the bottom of the screen to type in any questions you have. Yeah. And I think Angie, have you tried to stop sharing your screen? I think if you stop sharing and then start sharing again, I think that should help the situation. Oh, no.
Okay.
No, we're still seeing, so what we're seeing is we're seeing an internet browser, and it's kind of, there's some artifacts on the screen, so I think, I'm not sure.
Okay, how about if you take back control and give it back to me again?
Okay, let's try that. Let me go back to that screen. Okay. And, all right. Oh, I don't have that option. You're going to have to, oh, no, here it is. There it is. Okay. So, there's that. Okay. I don't think that helps.
All right, let me see. Okay, I just did a stop share.
Okay.
Let me flip to desktop 1 and see if that makes a difference.
Okay. And thank you, Stephen. Stephen just pointed out that not all people have their Q&A function. Depending on what operating system you're using, your Q&A button will be at various locations on your screen. I apologize. Thank you, Stephen, for clarifying that. But there should be within your Zoom application, if you want to ask a question, there should be a little button that says Q&A where you can type in any questions you have.
All right, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I switched monitors, so that might make a difference.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to rewind a little bit. This is the actual RenWeb software. So I have now gone into RenWeb itself. So as I was saying, this is our landing page when you first log in, where our developers have their blog and their development notes for any new releases that we have here. On the left-hand side is where all of our menus are housed for the users, and our student platform, where all of your student data is housed, is here on the left, clicking on our student area. And we have the tiles, and I'm noticing that it's, okay, I just need to make sure it's keeping up with me. If you can, yes, it is, okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, perfect, thank you. So we have our student tile where you can look at specific pieces of information for your students. Now I'm going to show you quickly here the direction that we are moving for our new student screen. And I'm watching to make sure that this is. Okay, I have a PowerPoint up. I'm hoping that that's what's showing. So this is now, we are revising our student area, developed in HTML5. It will be compatible with all browsers, including most mobile devices and Chromebooks. It will have a responsive design for more easy usage. At a glance view, which eliminates the multiple clicks for gaining information. I want to make sure, okay, let me do this. All right, so now you should see, I'm just kind of making sure that you're seeing what I want you to see. Okay, so with this new design, which we're going to be using going forward, where it makes sense, where it adds value, you see that it's going to be less clicks for you to be able to see information. You have more information at one time that you're going to be able to see. So this is the direction that we're going. and we're really excited about the development on this and the release that we're going to be having shortly with this new student screen. All right, so now I'm going to pop back. All right, I'm going to show you a few of the reports. We are completely NAD compatible, compliant. Data Rollup is included in every single SDA database that we set up. We have specialists in our customer support team that I have worked with specifically, so they are well versed on assisting our SDA schools with any data rollup errors that they may have, with cleaning up their data, making sure that the synchronization that happens between RenWeb and data rollup is working well, and helping the schools resolve any of those errors, showing them where they need to fix some things, helping with opening and closing reports, and those kinds of things. And we have created some special reports just for the SDA schools to help in those areas. So I'm going to just show you really quickly a few of the reports that we've done. So we have one for our staff data that is going to pull some information that is necessary for data rollup, including the educator ID number, the demographic information for our staff, highest degree of education. This is just touching on a little bit of the information that is necessary for data rollup. And we also have one for our student data and staff data. We have over 250 reports. I call them the canned reports. They have set parameters and set fields, extracting data as it already appears within the database. These are part of the RenWeb package when a school is implemented. And so these are all at your fingertips. And then we also have the create a report option where you can set your own parameters and extract data out of RenWeb. Looking at the My Classroom area, which is where teaching faculty spend the majority of their time. In the homeroom area, this is where we take attendance. Very simple for attendance taking for teachers. We can mark our students tardy or absent. And then if everyone is present, we simply do fill present. I'm done taking attendance. RenWeb data is saved on the RenWeb cloud. It is synchronized immediately. So as soon as your faculty have taken attendance, you can immediately have access to that information in your office. There is no waiting, there's no synchronizing, there's no updating and accessing it later. It's immediately available. And it does not matter if your faculty will be taking attendance on a mobile device or if they're using a desktop computer. When I'm looking at a grade book, and I do have a grade book that actually has information in it, so we're going to go to a grade book here. This is a teacher grade book. So we have some categories set up here, some grade book grades. I can look at the assignments within a grade book. Very easy to use a grade book and to get it set up. We do have some set parameters that we can use. All of the courses are NAD compliant as far as what the NAD requires for the elementary grades. We have the first and second grade courses, and then the courses for 3 through 8, and then independently the kindergarten. We will set up the high school courses as the school requests us to, as far as what the courses that they instruct. We also do have the capability for an elementary school to have additional subjects that they would like to instruct. and those can also appear on the report card. We do have a custom NAD report card that we have in each SDA school database, and it is compliant and approved by the NAD with all the information, skill sets, and everything that is included with all of the courses. So we have the grade book here, adding in all of your subjects, all of your assignments and putting in grades. We just simply, this is an extra credit one, so I'll just type in that student got 5 extra credit points here, this one gets 4, and I'm just simply using my keypad and my enter sign. And you can see that it updates our totals immediately as we're looking at it. Other options that the teachers have, communication. They can communicate, send an email to the parents, to emergency contacts, anytime that they want to. They have the ability to do that. So we have the communication options right here. Our teacher lesson plans, if they want to set up their lesson plans within the database, they do have an option to do that. Information for specific students. We have their demographic information. We have an academics option where we can see the classes that they are enrolled in, any attendance. You can find the student has a little bit more. Behavior, any behavior that we need to document, and also parent-teacher conferencing that we need to document. Back into the gradebook, I want to point out that to obtain reports specifically for a student, I click on my student name, and I can bring up assignments by standard, missing and incomplete assignments for a particular student. Student progress report. You have a parent walk in. They want to have a conference with you. You need a progress report. Click on your student's name, click on progress report, and right here is your progress report, giving you every single assignment within every category within that particular subject that you are looking at. Very simple. This is also an exact replica as to what the parent will see when they go into ParentsWeb to look at the student grades within ParentsWeb. The report card, let me go back to Q1 where I know I have grades in Q1. Here is the report card with our grades in it, and we enter in our skill grades. We can do that by student or by subject. So if I select by student, I can select by individual student name. And here are the skills that are specific for the student that I need to give them a grade on. So this is just a very high-level overview as to what we have in the My Classroom area for the teachers. Back over in the administration, there are many different things that we can help in facilitating your communication, such as emailing, messages, and student reports. Your student reports can be everything from just a progress report to your report card. We've had schools that have cut down on some administrative costs by emailing report cards instead of mailing them. So that is an option that we do provide to you. There is a feature that we offer. I mentioned it, and this database is not set up for it, but a feature that we offer, it's part of our additional services, and it's called Parent Alert. That gives the schools an option to have an alert system within the RenWeb database. I encourage every single school to do this because it is just it's pennies every month for this enrolled students, but it allows the schools to send out notifications of You can send out a text message, a scheduled email, a voice message to the parent, emergency contact. It includes teachers, unlimited number of messages, but it's integrated within your RenWeb database. So you're not having to maintain separate databases for an emergency contact system and then your SIS. It's all integrated together. It is by far one of the best plugins, one of the additional features that we have. And we have schools tell us all the time, we could not survive without Parent Alert. They use it to let the volleyball team know that we have practice, or let the parents of the volleyball team members know that we're coming in late. My principal in Joshua uses it to let me know when to pay my tuition, what the hot lunch schedule is for the week, to let us know just a variety of different things, that the kids are singing for church on Sabbath and what they're supposed to wear. She is great at keeping us informed through Parent Alert. Another thing that our parents, millennial parents, are going to appreciate. They live with the phone in their hand. Getting those alerts is going to be much more applicable to them than possibly getting an email that they might check a couple times a day, where they're checking their text messages every time that phone dings. They're going to check that message. So having a service like that that's integrated within your database is very, very worthwhile to the school. So I'm going to show you what we have for our learning management system. We are focusing on enhancing the learning experience, as I said earlier, by bridging the gap between the classroom and the home. So a couple things that we have going on here. I want to make sure that you can see this. I keep flipping back to make sure that, okay. We have the class wall and the class chat. These are features that enable successful implementation of flipped classrooms. It happens in blending learning and one-to-one device programs by providing free-flowing communication between the teacher and students as well as classmates. So we have a question going on here, and then we have students doing a chat over on this screen. So they can communicate with each other. So we're kind of, doing, as it says, is doing that blending between the devices. And also, they can be at home and they can be doing some work at home and be able to use the learning management system. We also have the traditional features that allow the administration and the teachers to structure the content of their LMS in units and topics, and a calendar to kind of bring everything together. And one of the great beauties within the RenWeb the RenWeb Learning Management, is that it's integrated with the RenWeb SIS. So when you put a grade into RenWeb Learning Management, it automatically is added into your RenWeb gradebook. So there's no double entry, no double work going on. It's already integrated, and you just have one smooth transition and implementation there, integration between the two systems. So that is something that we do also have available to our schools. So what is going to be for the next action? We have an implementation process for those of you who are not RenWeb users. Our implementation process is very simple. We do all the work. We obtain your data your student demographic information, your school calendar, all of your school data, and we do the implementation for you. I call it the turnkey process, so that the school does not have to input any of that data. When we are completed with setting up your database, and the time frame kind of depends on when you contact me to get the process started, we will provide for you initial administrative level training, and then we also help you schedule your teacher training. All of our online trainings are available to you at no cost. The only time we charge for any trainings is if we come on site to your facility and do a live one-on-one session. Then there would be a little bit of a travel cost involved there. Otherwise, all of our online webinar style trainings are available to you at no cost. So we do your implementation, your data collection, and your database configuration. All of that is part of our process. So we do have special SBA pricing. We have a conference adoption incentive plan that I work with conferences to get all the schools within their conferences set up on RenWeb. We do have a RenWeb home value added service for if we can get all of the families within your school to purchase our RenWeb home app. We do have special pricing for that. Our parent alert, online application and enrollment, and then to brand together your school, we have our school site, and we do have some marketing options also for you that our marketing department can help you with to help sustain your school and to bring together the strength that you need to continue to sustain for years to come. If you have any questions regarding RenWeb, regarding anything that I have discussed, I'm open for questions. You can always contact me at the information that you now see here on your screen. I'd be happy to entertain any questions or any comments that you may have at this time.
Excellent. Thank you. Good stuff, Angie. There have been some questions that have been submitted, and I'll read those off for you. But for everyone listening, if you do have questions about anything that she went over, or any, if you are a RenWeb user and you want to know how to do something, you don't know how to do it, feel free to just type it in this Q&A feature. Stephen is asking if you can show the missing assignment report. I think you showed it briefly, but he's asking if you can print the report for an entire class at one time.
Okay, so for the missing assignment report, okay. Let me look at that here. Let me go over here to report. There's a couple different ways that we can execute this, Stephen. Stephen Burton, your name is familiar. I'm trying to think what school you're with. I look at names, I try to draw them together with schools. So going over here to report manager, to gradebook. Let me look at something here. So I can do a missing and incomplete assignment by class. So is this what you're looking for right here? So I can do this through gradebook. So let me actually go into my classroom. And if you're not an administrator, let me go here to gradebook and go over here to the reports. We can find it in the report manager, the administrative report manager. Looking at it here in my classroom, the one that you're looking for, we can just do by student. But I can access that from an administrative perspective in Report Manager. So I can do that by class right here. So that would be how you can do that.
All right. So hopefully, Stephen, if you had further questions, just go ahead and type it in. The next question was from Esther. And she wanted you to go back over the creator report section.
Okay. Esther, can I deflect that if you email me, I will do a one-on-one with you on that, because there's a lot of moving parts that, to get some pieces with you. If you email me, I will work with you one-on-one with that. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, you can go ahead and type in. That's all right, Esther.
Okay.
And then Lude is asking how RenWeb compares with Chalkable.
Lude, I will be honest with you. I have only worked with RenWeb. I have never worked with Chalkable, so I cannot give you an honest answer to that question.
Fair enough. And then Jose is asking if there's any public schools using RenWeb.
RenWeb only markets to private and faith-based schools. That is primarily because public schools typically have to work with state-regulated, with their ISDs and with state-regulated Department of Education. And they have their own SIS or own software programs that the public school districts are required to use.
All right. And then Kimberly is asking if we have access to this. And yes, Kimberly, I'm recording this presentation and I'll be posting it online. The link is on our leadership website, but also all of you who are on our mailing list. So I assume all of you are on our mailing list and got the invitation to this webinar. Once I put that online, we will send out an email with the link to this archived presentation. It will be on YouTube. It just helps people find it and access it better. So all of you will be getting that email once I'm able to put this out. And then Stephen is asking, can each classroom teacher print, oh, did that go away? I was reading it and it went away. All right. Maybe you deleted that question, Stephen, but for whatever reason.
I responded to him. I didn't realize it was gonna go offline from you.
Nope, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back with him on that.
Okay. All right. Are there any further questions? Well, we give you a chance to type some in. I was going to ask Angee. You said the database is cloud-based. Can you just mention briefly the security and the level of trust we can have and how confidential our stuff stays?
Definitely. We are. Well, let me go to our website here. Give me just a second to pull this up. Go to our website. We are E-rate security, if that's the right terminology, and it's on our website here. I'm trying to remember where they put it. All of your information, the security on it is the top rate security. We received recently the highest ranked security certification for the data that we collect, as far as the E-rate E-Trust certification. Your data is backed up every night. Our servers are located in Baltimore, Maryland, and I also believe in Chicago, and they stand beside Fortune 500 companies' servers. There is a high line of red tape to go through just to get to the servers. So they are very well secured. So we do have a high redundancy, and backup is done every night.
Okay, fantastic. If you could put up your slide with your contact information one more time, just in case anybody
Sure will.
Perfect. Well, if there are no other questions, Angee, thank you so much. This was a great presentation. Thank you all of you who joined us. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact Angee. I'm using that information. She's got on the screen right now. And again, either tomorrow or the day after, all of you will receive an email that'll contain a link to how to access this archived webinar so you can share it with others who weren't able to make it. Or if you want to watch it again for your own benefit, that'd be great. We probably will not have another webinar until January because of the holidays coming up. But we will email you once we get that scheduled. So thank you again, Angee, and thank you all of you who joined us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting now, Angee, but I will email you again, but thank you so much. Oh, actually, Angee, if you're still there, I need to take back.
Okay, hold on.
I can do it. I just need to take back the host from you so I can end it.
Oh, okay.
There we go. All right. Thank you so much.